Most of you people have seen me lift, and you know I go pretty crazy and I'm pretty insane. I've had a lot of people tell me I scare the shit out of them. And I've had a lot of big competitive lifters, big top lifters come up to me and tell me I'm going crazy, too crazy, and I need to knock that off and be quiet and focus. And I just don't buy that. Ever since I was a kid, I remember watching some of the big-time football players and hearing about the stories of them on the field, especially like Alex Karras, Dick Butkus, Rosie Greer, those guys. I mean, they were mean. They were as mean as they could be. They would spit and cuss. They would yell at you. They were trying to rip your arms off. If they could, they'd kill you. That's who they were on the field. And then I'd see interviews with them, and they're cracking up and making jokes, and they seem like the greatest guys in the world. Well, that always intrigued me, and it was always interesting to me. And when I started getting into sports, I kind of figured that out. It took me a few years in high school to figure it out, but I figured it out that I need to at least go to this next level. I need to be this other person. I'm confident in my regular life, and I like to joke around and kid around, and you're probably not going to see me yelling and screaming at anybody unless they really piss me off. But I can't be that way in the field. I can't be that way in the platform. I'm not going to squat 1,200 pounds joking around. I have to compete as a different person. That person is me. I take every evil, dark thing that's inside of me and I let it out. All the nice, calm parts of me get smashed down. It's about being mean. It's about being tough. It's about being strong. It's about being confident. It's about being ruthless. I'm on that platform because it's a war. It's a battle. And I'm going to win no matter what. It's me against the steel. And it's not going to win. I'm too strong and I'm too powerful. So when I'm in the back warming up, I'm cutting up and I'm calm. But I'm starting to transform. You know, the first lift is always a squat. By the time my knee wraps are getting on me, I'm changing who I am. By the time I get up, I'm a different person. And you'll see me headbutting Ethan, and you'll see me yelling and screaming. And I'm doing that to get as much adrenaline going. I want to release all the adrenaline in my body. I want to become that other person. And it's hard to explain to someone who's never done it. But you do. If you come up to me on the platform before I'm going to lift, I'm probably going to try and rip your face off if you get in front of me. That's why I have Ethan there, because Ethan I can at least push around. And I remember one time when he's 310 pounds, I picked him up off of his feet and almost threw him. And that's when I knew I had to calm down a little bit, because if I would have threw him on his ass, then I probably would have started laughing. But for me, it's that other person. It's battle. It's war. You take no prisoners. Either I win or the weight crushes me. That's it. There's no in between. And I go up there with the complete and utter confidence that I cannot be stopped. That's my platform. That's my place to be. Those are my weights. It's all mine. That's my area. And I'm going to win. And if the weight crushes me one time, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get it again, because it may beat me in a battle, but I'm going to win the war. And that's it, and that's all there is to it. When I'm up there headbutting Ethan, we're pushing each other, it's just transforming deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. There is no other Chad. That guy's done, he's gone. Everything else in my life is gone. My bills, payment, paying my truck, my apartment payment, my job, and nothing else matters but that lift at that time. That's it, that's all that matters. That is my whole life and my whole world, right there on that little platform. And I'm the king of that world. And I go up there, and when I touch that bar, you can see me, I'm so freaking pumped and pissed off, I'm shaking. But that's it, I have every ounce of energy I have is ready to blast into that weight. And I'm gonna push it up. And I'm not gonna quit, no matter what. Now when I'm at that point, I do have to pull back just slightly. Once I get on the bar and I get under there, you'll see me go and take my breath. And at that point, I'm pulling back just enough to focus on one or two technical things that I may be having a problem with at that time. And then it's get that weight on your back, get set, and don't rush it, because you don't have to rush it. You don't have to be afraid of that weight. You're the king. A lot of guys get up and they take the weight and they want to run back there and go, and they screw up. You won't see me do that. I'll stay calm with it. I'd stay at 200 or 1,200 some odd pounds on my back, and I didn't rush it because I knew it. I was okay there. And I'm even to the point where I'll black out on some lifts. I'll come up with it and rack it, and I'll have to go ask Ethan if I got it. I'll have to turn and look at the lights. I don't even remember coming up with the lift. But that's the place that I have to be to do the kind of numbers that I do. And once that lift's over, I can immediately drop down and calm down, and everything's good again, and I'm back to Chad. As soon as the knee wraps come on, I'll go up and down the whole day. But I give every single thing I have to every single lift. That's why after a meet, I'm shit for a month. At least a month I'm shit. I will not do any good lifts in the gym for at least a month because I'm worn out, I'm beat up, I'm tired, but I know that I gave every single thing that I had on that platform on that day. I left blood and I left my soul on that platform. I gave it all. And that's the kind of lifter I am, and that's how I've achieved what I have. I see a lot of guys go up to the platform, and I'm not telling everyone you got to yell and scream and go as crazy as I do, but you got to have that look in your eye, and you got to be confident, and you got to know that you're there to achieve this goal, and you're going to achieve this goal. I see too many lifters go up there, and you can look in their eye. I can go, he lost it. He ain't going to get it already. I can tell by looking in his eye. You know, or as soon as they pick it up, you can see they just went, oh my God, this is heavy. They're done. That's it. It's over with. They're not going to get that lift. So this is another thing, just like the heart and the will thing. Start using this in the gym. And again, don't be one of them jerk-offs that's yelling and screaming to do a 225-pound box squat, or they did a 315 quarter squat and they're yelling and screaming. They're not transforming their person. They seen somebody do that at one point in time who's a big-time lifter. And they went, oh yeah, I got to yell and scream. Well, it's not about yelling and screaming. It's about transforming yourself into another person. And I would probably even say that there are guys that don't yell and scream, but they still transform themselves. They just do it a little quietly. So if that's the way you need to go, then go that way. Me, I like the yelling and screaming. I think the audience seems to like it because they go nuts when I come out there. So if it can get me where I need to go and the audience likes it, that's even more better. I know when I'm in a meet and guys are going nuts, that's what I like to see. That gets me pumped up and wants to make me lift more. But this is just another thing, not talking about the training or the nutrition and all that stuff, which has its place and it's important. This is one of those things you can start working on that is really going to separate you from everyone else. That's going to get you to that elite level. Because again, you can go back and look at all those state level lifters or new guys to the sport, and this is another one of those things that they don't have. Now, if you look at a group of the top guys, you're going to see some guys yelling and screaming like me. You're going to see some other guys that are quiet. But there's one thing, if you're in the back of that room and you're in the warm-up room, you're going to see all these guys around and they're laughing and joking, and most of us are lazy laying on our butts. But you'll see each one of them people will transform into something else as they're getting ready to go on that platform. And then as you climb into the area where the guys are getting ready and they're wrapping their knees and stuff, the whole atmosphere changes. Whether those guys are yelling or screaming, they're changing into who they need to be to get on that platform and do what they're going to do. We all have different ways of doing it, just like we all train differently. But the point is, heart and will and then the ability to transform yourself. That's what you're going to see in all these top athletes. I've seen a lot of guys that are like me that people are scared shitless of. That all they see is I'm on the platform and they're like, that dude's insane. I don't know how he got out of freaking the mental house, but he did. Well, that guy's probably one of the nicest guys you ever met in real life. But that's where he needs to be to lift. So that's something else for people to start working on gradually. If you don't have it now, fine. Start looking for it because you're going to need it. You're going to need it at some point. Just start working on it, looking at it when you're in the gym and it's time for that heavy lift and you need that lift. Dig deep. Find it. Find that person. Transform yourself.